Hello, welcome again. So in this video, we'll see how we can connect the SQL server with our JSP code, and I will demonstrate how the user can be authenticated, and once the user is authenticated, how we can move to or redirect to the main page. If the authentication has failed, we'll be redirected back to the first page. So to embed the SQL code into the JSP, first we need to remember that we need to add the MySQL connector. So it is a jar file which provides the required Java classes to our JSP code, so we can run the SQL code betterly. Then we will see how we can add the SQL code in the JSP and the authentication of the user. So to demonstrate this specific kind of very simple module, now we need to first enable the XAMPP server. So here I'm just enabling the XAMPP server. So you will start the Apache and in a row of MySQL and Tomcat server. Now before moving to, I'm just saying whether we are accessing the dashboard of our server until it's not started. Cannot attempting to start the Tomcat. Just wait for a moment. Now starting the first. Yes, so for first we need to put the MySQL connector into the web folder. So I'm going back to the Tomcat server where actually I have installed my Tomcat. So I have installed the Tomcat under the directory D. There is a folder Tomcat server. Then there is a folder, another folder under Tomcat server is Tomcat. Now go to your web apps. There is a test.jsp. Then there is a folder web-inf. So under the web-inf, so first you need to so my application name is test.jsp, so where I have keep all my JSP files as well as all the HTML files, and followed by one web-inf. So web-inf should be web -inf, so it should be in caps. So under web-inf there is a folder of lib, right? So under lib you need to put the MySQL connector. So search this particular web-inf connector. The name is the web-inf. So you need to search over the Google for this particular. So I'm just writing it here, .jar file. So you need to search for the MySQL -connector -java -5.1.48 -bin.jar. So you need to download it from the internet. Once it has been downloaded, you need to keep this copy under the my application test.jsp, under web-inf, under lib folder, right? So once you kept the copy of MySQL connector Java version bin.jar file under the specified folder, now I will showcase how the application is running and how we included the Java JSP code and enable the sublet code works, SQL codes here. So this is my first very basic application on the front page, where you can see only a few text fields. That's only asking for. So the name of this is the main JSP page. So it is a very simple basic HTML page, right? And so the very difference is that any HTML page can be easily converted into a JSP. Just save it with the extension .jsp, right? So it seems it is a very simple HTML code, but I'm just keeping it with the JSP extension. So that's why it is a JSP page, right? So it is my basic very simple login page. So where I'm just giving some details, right? So we will be redirected to the final page. So if the username and password is wrong, so initially I will showcase the current table. So So with the given parameters, Naveen is my actual username and the password is 1234. If both the details are correct and if the user is authenticated, you will be directly directed to the third page. So this second page, so it is the first page here, it is the second page, and it is third page. So second page is not, it is a very simple HTML page which is saved as a JSP file, right? So here I'm just passing the two text fields. Once I click on the submit button, so you can see here the action is I'm just sending this data to the index.jsp page, which is the second page, right? And with the method is get, right? So and even anytime you can get these data. So what I'm writing here, you can get these data with the help of request.get parameter method, right? So but you should remember the name of your text field. So for the first name, and this is the text field, and the text field name, not the value, it is the name of this text field is uname, while for the password this field name is lname, right? So with the help of these parameters, these values, we can retrieve the values of first name and password, right? So once I click on the submit button, you will be redirected here. Now it is showing the actual code of your JSP, your SQL code, right? So here I am just including, so with the help of this JSP tag, I'm just including importing the java.sql package. So java.sql package I'm including, and with the help of the star, like it's mean all the classes or the sub packages, those are under the .sql package will be available, right? So now I'm just keeping one variable a, which is a boolean data type, and it is initially a false. So with these two statements, so request.get parameter of uname, so whatever I'm writing it here, I can fetch it here with this help of request.get parameter, and similarly for the password, right? So it's mean both the values are initiated as a string and will be stored in the name and the password. Similarly, so this code is very important. So it is very common code. So whenever either you are just inserting the data, whether you are creating some data, whether you are authenticating the user, if you are updating the data, so this is very important. So for this is a very simple, and this is a common line for enabling the driver. So we are registering with the driver. So it is a class.phone name. So class is your class, actual class. So it is a static method. Phone name is your static method, and it is the name of your driver. So name of the driver is com.mysql.jdbc.driver. So it is a common driver name for the MySQL server, right? So it is very important. Second is we are creating a connection with the database, not the table. So here it is, we are creating the connection with the database. So the database actually it is running on localhost 33006, and this is the database name, video series root, right? And root is my username. So now next is we need to create an object of the statement class. The statement class is which is useful for executing your command, right? So it is required. So statement, we are creating an object of statement class here. In the next, I'm just preparing a statement. So now you can edit this code. If you are passing the more than two parameters, you can use it here, right? So based on this, you can change your prepared statement object. So I am creating the statement one. Is stmt1 is an object. So it can be created with connection dot. So connection is an object of connection class. So which has been already created here. Just up the two lines. So now this is the method prepare statement. So under the prepare statement, you can give your command. So we have already gone through this command in the previous examples or previous. So select star from login where user is question mark and password is question mark. Actually, so user providing the two details, username and password, and we are checking if any row in the database from the table login. So we in the last video we have already created a login table under the SQL server, right? So where there were the three fields, serial number, the user and the password. So we are checking it here. So user was actually it is a field attribute or the table attribute of login table attribute. Similarly, there was a third attribute was the password. So we are checking here. Now these are the question mark. It's me. We are getting these values, these filled by the help of set string methods. So statement 1 dot set string is the first position bit. So it's mean the first sequence. So once showing that it is this value will be put it to there. So name is actually whatever the user is typing it here will be stored in this string object, right? And will be use it here. Similarly for the next statement, 2 comma passes mean pass was actually it was the request.cat parameter of L name. It's mean whatever I'm writing it here, I can retrieve it on the string object of with the reference name is pass, right? Now both the values are available. Now we are executing the query. Now you need to execute the query. So for executing the query, there is a one method. So we are creating an object of result set. So result set is a class which is useful for executing the query. So result set, so rs is the object of a result set. So stmt1 dot execute query. So with the help of this, so the query will be executed, and if it is correct, so all the data, so all the necessary rows will be keeping inside this object rs. So now how we can read this with this object is rs.next. So rs.next it means it will be shifted to the next row. One by one row it will be moving ahead, right? So rs.next. So if both the values username and password is correct, it means something will be stored into the rs object. If both the values are wrong, if the username and password is wrong, that was provided by the user, so it means the rs.next will be the null. So it is a if condition. So rs.next, if it is not null, so it means we will be moving forward. So it means we will move inside, and here a is a boolean variable, and I'm converting this value to the from false to true because we initially taken it as a false. Now it is a true. If it is wrong, so it will be stable as a false value, right? Now we are checking that. So this is showing only the SQL exceptions. What kind of exception we are getting. So overall exception can be written like this. So for a special kind of, if the particular class is not found or the connector is not found, it will be printed with the help of this statement. Now I am checking if the a value, if the a data type value is now changed as true, it means user is authenticated. If it is not true, it means the information is wrong. It means we need to redirect to the next page, for the first page. If this value is true, if both the values username and password is correct, it means we will be shifted to this third page, and the name of the third page is mygsp.jsp. So here I'm just creating a one session. So session means I'm authentic. The user is authenticated, and a new session with the name of user has been created. So we can use this statement session.set attributes. So uname. So I'm just keeping a specific name to the session. So you can use any name also, whatever you want, right? But this should be the actual name of the user. So actually it is whatever the user written in this first name text field, it will be keeping it here, and with the help of this name we'll create a session attribute. Similarly, now we are just moving forward to the third page, that is request dispatcher request.getDispatcher.mygsp.jsp, right? Similarly, with this, if a user is not authenticated, we will be redirected to the main page. So once we redirected to the third page with the help of this GSP, now we am I'm forwarding the request and response object. So means now again, whatever the user typing here can be retrieved here. So I'm just checking if the user.get attribute uname is null. So it means I'm just checking that if the session attribute is valid. If it is not valid, so we will be again redirected to the first page. So if it is valid, it's mean else condition. If it is valid, so the statement with welcome user and the name of the user, what was presented by the first name, it will be printed. Similarly, password will also be printed on the user, right? So I'm just giving the first wrong credential, Naveen. Actual credential is Naveen and the password is 1234, but I am giving something wrong, right? So will not be redirected, right? Now I am giving Naveen. Now the password is 1234. Now we will be redirected to this. So you can see here, welcome user is Naveen. What exactly I am giving, and now it is the password is 1234. Now even you can, if you do not want to print this value, you can just drop it. If you do not want to print the password, so 1234. No, sure. The password is nothing. We are not showing anything. So thank you everyone.